Okay, so today is Monday the 13th, and this is only going to be a real quick one. I had two phone calls this morning, both from the hospital. The first one was to tell me I need to be in tomorrow at. See, this is how good I am at remembering things. I think it's 9:45. I need to be there, and then that'll obviously be to discuss treatment and prognosis and everything else. Then I had a second phone call telling me that I need to be at the hospital at 10:15 on Wednesday, because they're going to put a magnetic seed into the tumor. So, I was speaking to a radiographer. It was obviously just admin staff, but I'd asked for them to explain what that meant, and they went and got obviously a radiographer, then someone on the medical team who could explain better, and they explained to me. It's basically what they used to do was put a wire into the tumor, on the morning of the day that you were going to have surgery, and then it just makes it easier for the surgeons to find where the tumor and stuff is. But they've changed it now where they'll actually put like a small magnetic seed inside the tumor, and it basically does the same thing. And then a few weeks later you'll have your surgery. So I asked then, um in that case, does that mean that I'll be having surgery before chemo? And the radiographer said that they would be able to speak to me more or about it tomorrow, obviously, about my treatment plan, but it would suggest to them that surgery will go ahead before chemo because they wouldn't put it in and leave it for ages. So I'm thinking that that's what the case is going to be, um, which is the best case scenario for me. It's what I wanted. I would prefer to have surgery and then chemo rather than the other way around. Um, I don't know what's going to be said tomorrow. Like, I still don't know whether I'm HER2 positive or negative. Um, I guess I'll find all this out tomorrow. I have to get up early and go there, and then hopefully after I find that out, then things will start getting easier. I'm a wee bit worried about like having this seed put in and stuff, like how painful it's going to be. Are they going to numb me up first? I'll ask all these questions tomorrow, and it feels like I know that I'm getting what I want. Hopefully, I'm saying this hopefully because I don't know for certain until I speak to them tomorrow. I know that I'm hopefully getting what I want by having the surgery first, but the deathly fear of general anaesthetic is sinking in massively, so I'm getting really, really antsy and nervous about that. Um, I'm sure, like, the kind of operation and stuff that it'll be anyway, it's not going to be hours and hours of being under anaesthesia. It might only take a couple of hours to, like, get the lymph nodes and the lump and stuff out. Um, but there's just no point in thinking about it. I'm trying to keep in the right frame of mind of just don't worry about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem, not today's. And if there's anything to worry about, I can start worrying about it tomorrow. And then if there is surgery and stuff, I'm gonna not worry about it until the day I'm having the surgery, because I'm gonna try to. Because things like that are easier said than done, as everybody knows. You know, it's hard to stop worrying about things or get them off your mind. But that's just a wee, very quick update for Monday. As soon as I'm back tomorrow after my appointment and meet with the doctors and stuff like that, I'll obviously make another video. And the same again on Wednesday, because whenever I have this sit in, I want to make sure that everyone is very well aware um of what it feels like and what to expect if you have to have it done. Um One of the viewers here, Carol, had mentioned that her daughter-in-law is frightened to go and get seen. There's no reason to be frightened. There's nothing that they're going to do to you that's going to really hurt you. Whenever I first seen a GP, they checked, then they referred me to the breast clinic. When I went to the breast clinic, I had an ultrasound, which isn't sore, it's an ultrasound. They're just, like, they may push in a bit and stuff like that and go back and forward. It's nothing you would ever describe as painful. Then obviously I had to have core biopsies taken, and I had a needle put into my armpit to get cells from lymph nodes. And I'm not saying this with like even the slightest hint of a lie. Whenever they put the needle into my armpit, it felt like a normal injection. The doctor started wiggling the needle, and I could feel the motion of the wiggling, but it wasn't painful at all. Like, at all. No pain at all. They then, whenever they were taking the core biopsies, because my lump is under my nipple, they went in from the side. But they froze me first, and they told me that, this talked me through every stage. Whenever they were freezing me, they were just like, you're going to feel a nip, and then it's going to sting. And it just felt, again, just like an injection, and I didn't get any stinging sensation. I didn't feel the freeze going in. Then whenever they put the, whatever kind of tool, I obviously wasn't looking. You need to sort of like lie on your side when you're having it done, and I didn't want to look. Before they used it, it makes it, whenever they take the biopsy, it makes a really loud cracking sound. Like, it's a real loud crack. She let me hear it first before she done anything, just so that I didn't jump whenever it happened. And I told her, right, well, just as you're going to take the biopsy, make sure you tell me when you're going to do it, so that I don't jump. If you surprise me with it, even though I know what it's going to sound like, I will. So she told me, totally fine. Biopsies, she took 2, just to be safe and sure. Absolutely fine. I had a mammogram done as well that day, before the biopsies and stuff. The done the mammogram. Wasn't sore at all. I know a lot of women will say who've had this that it's quite uncomfortable and stuff. It's not. I didn't even find it uncomfortable, and I'm no hero. I did find whenever they done this boob, like they'll squash your boob this way and then they do it at like an angle that way. Whenever they done it at an angle on this boob, that's where the actual cancer is. It was uncomfortable. I wouldn't say it was painful. I would just say, if I could choose for that not to be happening at that moment, I would choose that. But it wasn't bad, honestly. I know that the fear of going and getting anything seen to, and you getting bad news the way I did, it makes you not want to do it. But think of it this way. If there is something up with you and you don't go and get it seen to, how are you going to feel then whenever you eventually do get sick and you're past the point of saving? Do not do that. It's better to just go and get seen to and give yourself the best fighting chance. Don't listen to horror stories. I am telling you here and now, I've been through all of this. I've been through the core biopsy, the needle biopsy in my armpit, all that stuff. Whenever they told me that day what they were going to do, I was terrified. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so painful. And it really wasn't that bad. I promise you it wasn't that bad. And it's not like I have the highest pain tolerance in the world. But think of it this way, you need to weigh things up in your own head. What would you prefer? Go and have these tests done, find something early, get treated, and it be something that you can look back on, or leave it until you're terminal, and then you have a death sentence because you were too scared to hear what you didn't want to hear. Do not be stupid. Do not be stupid. That's the thing. The day I was diagnosed, if I had have won the lottery, it wouldn't have mattered, because all the money in the world, all the success in the world means nothing if you haven't got your health. It's the only thing that you have that's important that you can't live without. So please, please, just go and get it seen to. You won't regret it. I promise you, you will not regret it. Nothing's going to hurt you. There's nothing you can't deal with. What you won't be able to deal with is getting really bad news if you leave it too long. Okay, right, so I will sign off here for today, and then tomorrow I'll be back to tell you what obviously was said and discuss everything else that is going on. I should have a plan of action tomorrow. At least now I know why I have like appointments 2 days in a row, because that was freaking me out badly, but at least I know now what it is, so it's a lot less scary. But anyway, until tomorrow, I will catch you guys then. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check yourselves. I'll never stop prattling on about that. Catch you tomorrow. Okay, so today is Monday the 4th. No, it's not. It's Tuesday the 14th. Sorry, I got confused. I had my appointment today, so there's like a lot to talk about. Um, Firstly, my scan shows, or the scans, the MRI and the CT, that the cancer hasn't spread anywhere else in my body, so that is amazing. It just shows that all the prayers and stuff do work and that God definitely does listen. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so, so much. Um, the scans also showed that it the tumor isn't 2 centimeters, it's 3 centimeters. Um, and it's unlikely to be grade one, as they first said whenever they give me my biopsy results. And the reason that the doctor said that is because if it was grade one, it would be very unusual for it to spread, and this already has spread into lymph nodes. So, they said that they want to operate first. Tomorrow I go in to have a magnetic seed put inside the tumor. It's to help surgeons locate it quicker whenever obviously I'm being operated on. They said that they had an opening on Christmas Eve to operate, but they understood, if I didn't want to take it because it's Christmas and everything, which I immediately like rejected. I was like, no, get me in. I want this gone. I don't care about Christmas. None of my family care about Christmas. We just want this sorted as soon as possible. So it looks like my operation then is going to be on Christmas Eve. So I don't need a mastectomy or anything like that. She like drew out basically what they're going to do, and they're going to cut around my nipple and go in that way. And like, obviously whenever a tumor, a cancerous tumor is being removed, they have to take a certain amount of healthy tissue around it just in case it's spread out a bit. So she explained that they'll be taking the lymph nodes out as well. I'll have a drain put into my armpit, and it can be there from anywhere between 1 to 5 days. Because this is happening on Christmas Eve, it'll probably be the Wednesday after that the drain will come out. So it'll be quite sore and stuff, but they don't think that I'll need morphine. They think that cocodamol, like strong cocodamol, will be enough for me, which is fine by me. I told him like how nervous I was about general anesthetic, and she just they'll go through a consultation and everything with me anyway. I've only been under general anesthetic once before, and I was really sick afterwards. So there's different things that they can do. Like they can give me anti-sickness and stuff before I even wake up, so it's not an issue. And the operation, they said, should only take about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So that's good. It means, the least amount of time under general anesthetic, the better. I have a cup of tea and I'm going to need to take drinks. So, operation will happen then on Christmas Eve. I should get home, hopefully, fingers crossed, on Christmas Day at some point. Then they said maybe they'll give me about 6 weeks, and then chemotherapy will start, and I'll have 6 rounds of chemo, which will be over an 18-week period. So they'll give me like a 3-week break in between each round, just obviously to let my body recover and stuff. Then after that, I'm also having radiation. I thought I was only gonna need to have an operation and chemo, but now they want to give me radiotherapy as well, and they said it should take about a week. So all in all, the treatments should be finished in sort of 6 months' time, so June time. So it would be like my birthday is on the 9th of June, so it would be really nice if it was all done and dusted by then. Like, it's the best if you're gonna have cancer. I've got the best possible outcome, if you know what I mean. Hold on, my door is going. Dear God. No, it's okay, someone's going to get it for me. Great. um yeah, if you're gonna have cancer, then this is possibly the best possible outcome that I could have got, from it. It hasn't spread and everything. They won't know the actual grade of the cancer until they remove it, and then it's sent off to pathology, and then a few weeks later she'll find out the actual legitimate grading of it. Um, but I'm thankful for the position that I'm in at the minute. I'm still terrified of anesthetic because of the COVID situation and stuff. It's not even like anyone can come and sit with me the night before the operation. Um, Obviously, just no one's allowed into the hospital unless you absolutely have to be there. So I'll have my laptop and stuff like that. I can FaceTime, and I just need to settle myself. I think like it shows you how frightened I am whenever anesthetic to me is more frightening than chemo, even though chemo will probably be a million times worse. Um, I'm could there is a chance that it might need to have a second operation if they don't get enough tissue around it. But we'll cross that bridge whenever we come to it. I think like I've faith in these doctors. You know what I mean? The surgeons are used to dealing with cancer, and I would be surprised if I needed a second operation. But I'm just not going to worry about it because there is that like chance. Um, the the doctor examined me again today, and I will say I've been having like a lot of pain in the boob that this lump is in, like shooting pains and stuff, which is weird because before I haven't had any. It's just since I've had my biopsies, and I don't like let that put you off. Like the biopsies and stuff, they weren't bad or anything like that. I think it's just maybe internally my body trying to knit back together, and then them poking around and stuff today. Plus, like TMI if there are any men watching. Like a week before I get my period, my boobs get really sore. So just all of that, it's quite painful. So tomorrow, whenever I'm having this magnetic seed put in, I'm a bit nervous about that, like because I'm already sort of tender as it is. But I mean, like the last time, whenever they were taken, I'm sure like the biopsies would have been a hell of a lot worse than having like a tiny magnetic seed put in. They froze me up for that anyway, and I'm sure if I can get through that, I can get through this. And at the end of the day, I'll get through it. It has to be done, you know. Um. So yeah, that's everything basically that happened today. Um. I do feel so much better now, just knowing it's not all through me. It's pretty much where it is and in my lymph nodes. They give me a lot of like info and stuff to read just about what I have to do afterwards, all the different exercises. I can end up with like lymphedema in my arm, just all these things and that can happen up to 20 years after like having this operation to remove lymph nodes. But at the end of the day, it's just something that I'm going to have to deal with because they need to come out. They can't stay there. You know what I mean? These are not things that I want to hang on to, things that could possibly kill you. So I just have to follow the like advice to the letter, do the exercises, and keep just a close eye on everything at all times. Apparently, it's if you're following the advice and stuff, it's a very rare thing, but it does happen to people. So I just something I have to be careful of. Um, so that's basically everything that happened today. Um, I'm hoping from maybe next week to get back into my streaming schedule. I was a streamer 5 nights every week, Tuesday to Saturday. And since like this diagnosis, I have streamed a couple of times. But it has been a couple of times. I haven't like I just haven't had it in me to like entertain, if you know what I mean. Like even sitting having the concentration to play like games has been just, I haven't had it in me at all. I have been playing and stuff here and there, but nowhere like to the extent that I would have. But I'm hoping to try and get back into some kind of routine anyway. Maybe next week. This operation's coming up in a couple of weeks, so maybe it'll help take my mind off that. But I do feel a lot more chilled and relaxed, and it is so true what everyone has said. Or like the waiting around and the not knowing is the worst part, and it 100% is now that I have this plan. I know what I have ahead of me. I know what I have to like prepare for. I'm more in like fight mode, and I'm in like if you were to ask my parents, they'll always tell you I've always been a rebellious wee bitch, like ever since I was about 3, and that's not going to leave me now. It's not. It's this cancer is not getting its way. I'm going to learn lessons from this. I'm not going to let it destroy me, and I'm going to make it make me better while I kill it, while I absolutely strangle the life out of it. Obviously, again, all of the treatments and stuff I have ahead of me are not going to be a cakewalk, but you guys will be there with me for the entire journey. I'm As long as all of this is happening, I'm going to continue making videos and keeping everybody up to date and just talking, because I hope it's helping other people. I know that everyone who goes through any type of cancer, there are no two cancer patients that are alike. Everyone's story is completely individual. Everybody deals with things in their own way, you know? But there's always hope. No matter how bad the prognosis, just never give up on yourself, you know? Never give up on yourself. Like at the end of the day, it's still really crap. I was talking actually to my mum earlier, and I was like, the feeling that I have right now is I feel like a murderer who's had to like skip into a different country. Like for the rest of my life, I'm always going to be looking over my shoulder, in case this comes back. I'm always going to be just worried that it's just round the corner. I'll be overly concerned about every ache and pain that I have. But something, it's not a bad thing because that's how you catch things early. And I tell you one thing, I'll never be as stupid as I was by letting that slide for so long. From 2019, my situation could have been terminal because of my like being so unbelievably careless and silly. But I'll never be in that position again. And if you are at home now and you're watching this and thinking to yourself, something might be slightly wrong, I'll deal with it tomorrow, I'll sort it out. Do not do that. It's the worst thing you can possibly do. I got extremely lucky, and I'm still sitting here like a cancer patient, but it's not like I have to start some crystal meth factory off all Walter White. You know what I mean? I'm not terminal. I'm not going that, well, the anesthetic might kill me because this is how my brain works. But I'm not gonna die. I'm not letting it. Oh, it's just gonna make me stronger. I'm not letting it crush me. Do not be stupid. Go and get seen to. It is so very, very important. But right, I will wrap it up here for today. I will definitely be back tomorrow to like share the experiences of what having this magnetic seed put in and all the rest of it was like, because obviously if you're in my position and you have that kind of thing coming up, then you'll want to know. And it's to be like, this whole vlog series is to be as informative as possible and honest as possible. So if things do hurt, I will tell you they hurt. If they're not that bad, I'll also tell you that. But regardless, that's enough waffling for today. That's everything that I found out today, and I will update you guys tomorrow. My appointment tomorrow is at 10:15 in the morning, so hopefully just keep on sending prayers and good vibes and all, because they are working. They are working. Feel like I'm being carried along on the backs of every single one of you, and I appreciate it so much. All right, until tomorrow, I'm going to stop rambling. I'll shut up, and I will catch you all then. So today is Thursday, the 16th of December, and yesterday I was meant to go in and have a magnetic seed put into the tumour. Whenever I arrived yesterday morning, they told me that it wasn't actually needed, and I should have been told the previous day whenever I was there to get my treatment plan, because you can feel the tumour. You can feel it. You know what I mean? It's not like they're going to have a problem finding it, but it's no big deal. I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to go and get stabbed and poked and prodded again. So this morning I had my pre-op consultation. It was done over the phone with a nurse. It was just basically a quiz. Well, not a quiz, but they just asked me a ton of questions and stuff like that. They said that I'll find out for certain either tomorrow or at the start of next week whether the Christmas Eve operation's going ahead or not. I thought it was like 100% done and dusted. It was in on Christmas Eve, but apparently it was just penciled in for then. So the meet apparently the surgeons and the doctors and stuff meet every Thursday afternoon, so they'll be figuring this out today and then hopefully let me know tomorrow or at the start of next week. Today hasn't been a great day for emotion, and it has been an absolute whirlwind of emotion. The realities of what is to come have started to hit me. Like, everyone already knows, like I've explained that I'm terrified of general anesthetic, but like the operation and stuff is probably going to be the easiest part of everything. The realities of chemo have like started to hit me pretty hard. Um Everything that comes with it. The fact that like they're telling me and stuff like if I ever wanted future kids, I'd need to get eggs and stuff harvested. I just like the fact it can put you into like premature menopause and everything. It's all just really frightening. Um and then at the same time, I feel guilty for feeling the way that I do because I've had such a good outcome compared to what most people get, and I feel like I shouldn't feel the way that I do. I just don't. I'm all over the place at the minute. I think like shock has worn off now, reality's kicking in. I just wish that none of this was happening. But does anyone ever throw a party whenever they find out that they've cancer? I know that I am lucky that it hasn't spread through my body compared to other people, and I think that's why I'm like beating myself up so much. It's because it's whenever it comes to this kind of thing, this is like the best thing that you could hope for. And yet I still feel so miserable and frightened and out of control, and it just feels like it's not fair. I just feel like with chemotherapy and everything, I'm gonna lose my hair. I'm gonna age overnight. Like I could go into premature menopause, all these things. It just doesn't feel fair. But when's it ever fair? Who's it ever fair to? And I'm trying to keep myself positive and think just we'll cross that bridge whenever you come to it. It just seems like I get a wee bit of relief and then more fear comes in to the picture, and it just feels like the next 6 months are going to be horrible. Like, I feel like well, I don't have a choice. I have to get through all this treatment. There's no two ways about it. I have to get through it. But it's all of the it's not so much of, the side effects and stuff that I'll have during it, like sickness and migraines and all that kind of stuff. It's all the stuff that it takes from you, you know? I said to Chris earlier on, I just don't feel like I'm ever gonna be myself again. I feel like this disease is just gonna steal who I am. I'm never gonna look the same. I'm never gonna feel the same. Just not gonna be the same person. And I know that these are stupid things to worry about whenever like your goal is just not to die and to get well and to get cancer completely out of your system so that it can't come back. But it's not just that. I feel so strong one day. Like I just don't care. I'm gonna take this on head on. And then other days I feel so weak and then so guilty for feeling the way that I do. Because I'm sure that there are people watching this who are facing much, much worse than I am, and probably dealing with it better as well. And I don't really have a right to sit crying and feeling emotional. Um, a guy that my brother works with was just diagnosed with stage 4 bowel cancer, I think, and the doctor's he's 42. So in the grand scheme of things, he's pretty young, and the doctors have already told him that there's nothing that they can do for him. And I'm like, trying to think of that. What happens if you were told that? But there's no point in putting yourself in someone else's shoes. I only know what this feels like right now for me, and it's not very nice. Um, I gotta I didn't realize until I spoke to the nurse today, but I need to stop my some of my vitamins and stuff that I take, like my omega-3 oil and my multivitamin stuff like that, because it can cause you to bleed more. There are just different things that are in multivitamins that they don't want you on for 2 weeks before surgery. This is meant to be happening in just over a week, and I'm only finding this out now to stop taking them, which is not anybody's fault. You know what I mean? I'm not blaming this on anybody. I'm just like, flip. I wish I had knew these things prior. They said that I might get out on Christmas Eve. They said if I'm being operated on, it'll either be at, I can't remember if she said I need to come in at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. or whether the operation would be at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. There are two slots on Christmas Eve morning. But if all goes well, they might let me out, as long as I have obviously an responsible adult to care for me on the same day. Whenever I went in yesterday and they told me that I actually didn't need to be there, Martina, my Macmillan nurse, sat and had a chat with me and stuff, and she was saying that out of the two things, because my lymph nodes are being taken, that'll probably cause me the most pain after the operation is my armpit, whenever they'll have to put a drain in there, and it'll not be coming out till the Wednesday after, obviously because of Christmas and stuff like that. But sometimes it can hit a nerve and cause, well, it's just going to be a lot of pain anyway, apparently. Whenever you're weighing up between the boob pain and the armpit pain's going to be quite bad. She said they'll give me cocodamol, but also to take ibuprofen and paracetamol, and I didn't even think I can take ibuprofen, but I have to take stomach protectors, and I can't do it on a regular because of my stomach condition that I have. So I'm gonna have to see whether there's anything else that they can give me to take in between the cocodamol that isn't ibuprofen. I'm trying to stay relaxed, and I have been pretty alright. I haven't been the emotional mess that I was at the beginning, but it does come in waves. And the only thing that I can liken it to is grief. That hits you. You're fine, and then boom, you're definitely not fine. And I'm trying to let myself just feel what I need to feel, because if I bottle it up, it's all going to come out at one point, and I will actually lose my mind, you know? I want to get back to streaming again. I love it. I love the community that I've managed to build, and the people that I've met through it. And I just haven't been up to it lately, and I'm trying not to put pressure on myself, but whenever I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, God, I just don't want to get up and move about. I'm so tired all of the time. And I think it's because for the past month, it was a full calendar month yesterday that I was diagnosed, and for almost that entire time I have been so stressed and so tightly wound from worry and panic and not knowing that the minute that I've had a chance to relax, my body is just exhausted. The only thing that was keeping me going was being so uptight. So I'm just so tired. But I'm gonna try and like get back to that at some point next week. Obviously, like I'll be in hospital and then I'll have like recovery and stuff. I may like still try and stream through it. I don't know. I just don't know yet. And I'm not like I'd made a promise at one point after this diagnosis. I told everyone I'll be back on the Wednesday and I never weighed in, so I'm just not making any promises because I don't ever want to waste anybody's time. But I want to get back to it at some point because I miss it and I feel like if I have like routine back then it might sort my head out a bit. I'll not have as much time to sit thinking. But then on the other hand, I don't want to push myself because it's hard just getting through the days at the minute. And again, even saying that, I feel like I don't even have a right to say that because so many other people are in such a worse position and they're doing a hell of a lot better than I am. Who the hell am I to be sitting crying when things look like they could go in my favour, you know? It's weird. It's such a weird feeling. And one of these days, I'll actually come on here with makeup on. I haven't, like, anyone who knows me, like, I love makeup. I've always loved makeup. I've always loved doing my hair and stuff. And since finding all of this out on the 15th of November, I haven't done anything. No makeup. Don't do my hair. Don't do anything. I just don't have it in me at the minute. On one of the support groups that I joined on Facebook, a girl posted a photo and she was getting chemo, I think. I'm almost sure she was getting chemo and her makeup was done beautifully and she looked gorgeous. And I'm like, you are such a warrior. Like to be able to do that. And she'd said that she was a makeup artist and the cancer had took everything from her, but it wasn't taking that. And I even feel guilty there because I feel like I'm letting this just strip everything away from me. Like all the stuff that I used to love, it's maybe just a bit of depression and stuff, you know, because all the stuff that I used to love, I couldn't be arsed with anymore. Like I used to, well, as a lot of you guys know, I was a streamer, so I was constantly streaming games and playing games. I barely even play games at all anymore. Loved makeup, barely even touch it anymore. There's nothing really that can keep my interest for very long. But hopefully tomorrow will be better. Hopefully tomorrow I'll find out whether this is definitely a go ahead for Christmas Eve. You know, just to give myself the full week to panic to death about the anaesthetic. But that's just the update anyway for today. I didn't end up having the magnetic seed because you can definitely, like, I can still feel where this lump is, you know, so I don't think a surgeon's going to have any problem finding it. I think they use that maybe, like, I'm no doctor, it's just my rationale says that if the lump is, you know, deep inside your boob, then they would maybe put it in, but this is, you can feel it, like I can feel it with my hand still, so they're not going to have too much trouble locating it. They'll know it as soon as they see it because it feels like a rugby ball. Right, until the next vlog. And again, if anyone has any questions, if you would like me to do any kind of specific video or anything like that, then let me know in the comments. I'm always open to answering questions and talking about stuff, no matter how uncomfortable, you know. So again, as I'm like a broken record, the whole point of this is to try and spread awareness and let other people know that they're not on their own. So if there's anything you guys want to see or hear or ask, then just do it. Please like and subscribe and share, and also click the notification bell. This will help to make these videos more visible, and people that might need to see them will be able to find them a lot more easier, or a lot easier. There was no need for the more. But anyway, until tomorrow, I will catch you guys then. So today is Saturday the 18th of December. I have now, yesterday my hospital appointment for my operation was confirmed. So I have to be in hospital at 7 o'clock next Friday morning. I have to, I can eat up till 12 o'clock on Thursday night. Then I don't eat anything. I can drink water only until 6 a.m. on Friday morning, and then nothing more to drink. Obviously you need to fast before an operation, just in case, you're throwing up or whatever while sort of lying down. That's not good. You could choke to death on your own vomit. So we're gonna have like a really nice feed on Thursday night. And just get as much to eat as possible. I am lucky in the sense that, like, with the stomach condition that I have, I've spoke about it in previous videos. Whenever, like, for years now at this point, whenever I wake up, I can't and don't usually eat. The first meal that I'll have is usually my dinner, and that's about 4, 4:30, in the afternoon. Just because of my stomach condition, if I eat too early, it just makes me throw up. So I'm kind of lucky in the sense that my body's already trained to kind of fast. So it's not like I'm gonna wake up and really, be starving and hoping for my breakfast and all. That'll just not be the case. I was like, I've been fretting and stuff quite a bit over like the anesthetic and stuff like that until yesterday, and it actually made me cry. Just after I had my daughter, I got baptized. And whenever, well, with my church anyhow, it's a non-denominational church. Whenever you get baptized, obviously I think it's just as an adult, not so much. They don't believe in baptizing babies and stuff because you can't make a promise to God whenever you're a baby, you know what I mean? So they do dedications rather than baptisms of babies. They wait until you're older and, have sort of the ability to agree. But they give you a Bible verse, just a verse, and you're meant to carry that with you for the rest of your life. So anyway, as I've been like fretting and stuff, and all week I have been seeing, it's felt like Final Destination. You know how in the Final Destination movies there's the song that plays and it's like the trigger for the person to know that like something terrible is going to happen? All week I have been saying, like, I got a random email from like a cosmetic company, and it was just titled Goodbye. I've been saying lots of different things that have been really sticking out to me, like related to death and stuff, which is immediately I'm going, well, these are signs I'm going to die. For example, well, it's unrelated, but again, it felt like a sign. I think it was 2 days before I was diagnosed with cancer. I was quite worried and stuff, and Chris had said to me, you know what, we're going to get a Chinese. And I am a weirdo who really likes fortune cookies. They're like one of my favourite types of biscuit. So he had asked them to put in a few extra fortune cookies, and whenever they came, I still have it here. I received a literal bag of air. There is no cookie in this. It is empty. It is just a bag of air. So if that isn't a sign, I don't know what is. But yeah, back to what I was saying previously. I've been saying all these like very like doom and gloom things that were really sticking out in my mind. So yesterday I was sitting and I was like, like I do believe in God. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna Google Bible verses for people who are in fear of the unknown. And the first thing, like, it wasn't in, like a link that I clicked through. It was the very first thing was the Bible promise that I got. So, and I can't remember it word for word, but it is along the lines of, I'm your God, I'll be with you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. And I just immediately started crying. And I'm like, that's God's way of letting me know, you know? Um, I feel like crying now over it. I was like, that's just his way of letting me know, and it's just it's the devil at the minute trying to put the fear in me because we're not born of fear, you know? So, and then I seen another thing on one of the support groups saying faith over fear, and I'm like, do you want to know something? I just have to let go. All of this is in God's hands, and He'll not let me down. He has a plan for my life, and it'll be the right one no matter what happens. So I'm not so frightened now of the odd wee doubt creeping in here and there about this anesthetic and stuff, and then I'm quickly pushing it back, going, no. Because you're basically, if I'm going to sit worrying about it, I'm basically telling God I don't trust Him, and He's already gave me a sign. So I'm just, I'm all right. I'm all right. But whenever they were phoning up to confirm my booking for Christmas Eve, they were saying, because it's done in the morning, if I'm okay and there's like no complications or anything like that, they could send me home on Christmas Eve night. Honestly, I would kind of prefer to stay in overnight just in case. But Chris was saying to me, would you not prefer to be at home and getting waited on, and you can do what you want and all that? And yes, there's an upside to that. I just, whatever the doctors think is going to be best, I don't mind, you know? So, segue into what the video was going to be about today. I was going to like talk you through what I've packed in my wee hospital toiletries bag that I probably won't need, but I'll go through it anyway, because I did buy myself some wee treats here and there. They're just wee travel size treats and stuff. I have the fuller versions, but I thought you'll get the wee ones. Come on, if you're going to go into like cancer brain happening again, thinking I would use these things, you know, being in a hospital after being operated on, I'd be concerned about body moisturizers and stuff. Obviously I'd be too sick, but my brain, whenever I ordered these things, was not 100% there. I was still very much in shock at the time. I had ordered some new clothes and stuff like that. I'm like, I want some really nice clothes for different hospital appointments and stuff. Again, cancer brain. What does Dumbo here order? Dresses, you know, that have really easy access to the boob department. So if they're going to examine my boobs, I basically have to strip naked. So I haven't been able to wear like any of those. Maybe for like chemo and stuff like that, whenever it's just something that's getting into my arm. But just in case any of you guys are looking to pack a hospital bag, this is what I have so far. So, dry shampoo. This is the Sol de Janeiro one. I really like the scent of their products. So I have 5 products by them. I just decanted from my big size, the Brazilian Crush body spray. But yeah, dry shampoo is going to be a thing, because whenever I get out of hospital, I'm not going to be able to wash my hair and stuff myself, because obviously being operated under my arm and stuff like that, that side's going to be sore, and I'm right-handed, so I'll need help with that. So once I wash my hair, dry shampoo it, it'll last me a day or two longer. I have their wee mini Brazilian foreplay shower gel. Love the smell of that as well. I have got Bum Bum cream, standard. And then I have the Bum Dia Bright cream, but it's like, these are wee minis. I have the big size, this one, but I've never tried that one. Again, cancer brain, like I'm really gonna feel like moisturizing my body after an operation. I have a wee mini. I've got the full size as well of the Caudley Beauty Elixir, just for like a refreshing wee face spray, you know, because I know from being in hospital for 3 months prior to all this, that your skin and everything, it does feel very dried out. So I thought, well, if I don't feel like doing everything to my face, then I can just give myself a wee spritz. I have, where are they? I have wee minis of my Glow Recipe niacinamide drops and Glow Recipe watermelon juice moisturizer. Again, basically a full sizes of all these, but I just didn't want to start decanting and stuff. I've got a travel toothbrush so that it folds away, so that obviously the bristles don't get all like gacky and whatnot, just being thrown into a wash bag. I have Sol de Janeiro lip balm. I have a Wild mini deodorant. I ordered it just whenever I was ordering the actual other one. It's a natural deodorant, but this is a wee mini size just for travel. It is in pomegranate and pink pepper, the scent. I have some vanilla and coconut Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer because I have one of these on me no matter where I go, and I have since the start of the pandemic, so I mean hospital's going to be no different for me. I have some earplugs just in case. I know these days they try to put you into private rooms. Part of the hospital is a new build and it is all private rooms. Especially with surgery and stuff like that. Whenever I was in hospital previously, it was all wards, but this was pre-pandemic, and trying to sleep was a nightmare. So earplugs just in case. I have a wee mini Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright eye cream. Again, like I'm going to be concerned about these things, but rain. An Invisibobble. I always use Invisibobbles. I have a wee mini wet brush. I have the Briogeo Don't Despair Condor. Don't Despair Repair shampoo and conditioner travel sizes. I have a Marvis Jasmine mini toothpaste. Then I have, what else have I got here? I have some Q-tips. I don't know why I thought I needed that many. Again, cancer brain. I decanted, this is one of the, well, I've a few, like 4 things altogether that I decanted. I have a wee mini Elemis Overnight Matrix Moisturizer. I just decanted it from a full size. But, I mean, I'm not buying a mini of that because the minis of that are like 40 quid, you know? I'll put it in a pot. I have some, this, in this bottle is Hado Labo, the Hado Labo cleanser. So I just squirted some from the big bottle into there. I have, that is just micellar water. And then I have, this is Nivea eye makeup remover. Not that I was planning on wearing makeup or anything like that, but I'll always use that round my eyes to get, you know, like, you know, whenever you go to sleep and you get wee crusty bits stuck in your eyelashes? I just find this a lot better on your eye area than like washing or putting micellar water or anything like that around it. And then I have a nail file. And that's everything that I put into my hospital bag. And now I might not need any of it, which is awesome. But I've basically everything in there that I would need for a hospital stay. Whenever they first told me that I was going to be having surgery, I thought like, oh, I'm going to be in for a few days here, so that's why I got prepared the way that I did. And now I might be in the morning and out that night, or it could just be an overnight stay. They told me to bring an overnight bag anyway, so realistically what I'll be bringing with me is, if it's only an overnight stay, obviously toothbrush, toothpaste, maybe this, just the Caudalie Beauty Elixir, just to wake himself up, the deodorant stick, the wee mini one, the shower gel, and let me see, oh yes, hand sanitizer, earplugs, and that, maybe lip balm, and that will be it. Because obviously I don't need all of that stuff if it's like an overnight stay, because I'll be coming home and I can like worry about like moisturizing my face and all of that malarkey whenever I get here, and that's if I even feel like it, you know what I mean? I don't, like, I've never had an operation before, so I don't know how it feels. I've been put under general anesthetic because I had to have a scope put down my throat and into my stomach, and they needed to take out biopsies and stuff like that whenever I was having all of my stomach problems, whenever they originally like first started up. And obviously whenever they're taking biopsies and stuff like that, they want you to be under general, as well as having like a camera put down your throat, which I'm sure isn't very nice. Whenever you're awake, I know that the vast majority of the time they just give you like sedation for it rather than an anesthetic. But I think because I was having all of the biopsies and stuff done, they thought it just better to knock me out for it. So I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I haven't had an operation. I've had that scoping done and those biopsies. I've given birth, but that's not something you can do whenever you're knocked out. And I've had pre-cancer cells removed, like burnt out of my uterus, but that was not long after I had had my daughter. My smears and everything since have been totally fine. Those are the only like real medical procedures I've ever had. So I just don't know how I'm gonna feel. I know I'll be sore and everything, but I don't know how tired and all I'm gonna be. I don't know how movement's gonna feel, and who knows, you know. But we'll soon find out, because hopefully this time next week it'll all be done, dusted, and I'll be home and safe and recovering. But again, I'm not worrying anymore. What is the sense in worrying, you know? I'll worry whenever they tell me to worry. At the minute, they've told me that everything that they're doing, like the surgery, the chemo, the radiation, it's not as treatment, it's as cure for me. They're only giving the radiation to make sure in case there are any like rogue cancer cells floating around my body that they're just zapped. And the same goes for the radiation. They're just making sure that if there's anything rogue flying about, it's just in that area, obviously, because they don't radiate your entire body. It's one area that it is just dealt with, so that this goes away and it doesn't come back. Again, thank you guys for watching so much. If you've any questions or want me to talk about anything else, then please put them down below and I'll either answer them in the comments or I will answer you back in next week's video. I'll be putting these videos up every Sunday at 6. Next week is going to be a busy week for me, but I'll document that as I go. Obviously Christmas will have happened by the time the next video goes out, so I would just like to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas, and I hope that you have a really good time and Santa's good to you and you get to spend time with family and enjoy a really good meal and just have lovely days. I will probably be in bed for the vast majority of it. We have pushed our Christmas Day back to Boxing Day. My mum and dad are going to come up. They were like, no, just come to us or we'll cook and bring it up. And I was like, no, just give me a day and then we'll be fine. We'll get it pulled together somewhere or another. I don't want to miss Christmas, you know. But I hope that everybody else has a lovely Christmas, and I'll be speaking to you before the new year, so I'll not wish you Happy New Year just yet. Again, please like the video, subscribe, click the notification bell and set it to all, and share the channel if you can, because honestly, these videos can find themselves getting to people who really need to see them, just from being in the different support groups and stuff. There are so many people in my position and they're frightened and they're scared, and I know how that feels. I know exactly how that feels. I've been dealing for this for a month and 3 days exactly, and it has been a roller coaster. I have never felt as terrified in my life. So by liking and sharing and commenting, it makes the video more visible and the channel more visible, so other people in those positions can see it, and hopefully I can help, because this is the whole reason why I'm doing this in the first place. But again, have a really nice Christmas, and I will hopefully be speaking to you guys very soon, and I'll be, regardless of holidays and everything, I'll be sticking to my Sunday. Every Sunday, 6 p.m. GMT, a new video will go up. So this upcoming week I will have things to document, obviously, but until then, guys, I will see you later. And again, Merry Christmas.